For the Attack Pack release dinosaurs, it looks like Mattel gave us not only Velociraptor Blue, but also Velociraptor Green. Yes, we'll probably just call it Velociraptor Green, as obviously the color palette is slightly different than the blue that we already had a look at. Before we get a closer look at the Velociraptor here, let's figure out how long it is. Okay, from the end of its nose to the end of its tail, you're looking at 8 inches in height. And just for those who enjoy the height of dinosaurs, we'll put it next to the dinosaur's body, you're looking at about 2.5 inches high. Now, obviously, I wouldn't be doing a true service if I didn't compare it to the Attack Pack Velociraptor Blue that we've already had a look at in a previous video. You did this in a previous video? I did. You can have a look at that when you get a chance. But yeah, the dinosaurs are different. They're not simply just a recast of the exact same mold. You can see that the Velociraptor Green, we'll just call it Green, is in a more crouching, about to be running pose, where I guess Blue is a little bit more of an upright pose. There's nothing I can see that are shared between the two other than maybe, well, I guess if anything, perhaps maybe the arms. The arms might have been the one carryover. You can see that they look very similar to one another. In fact, almost identical. Yeah, I think we'll call it identical to one another. The hand here, this one here, is a little bit different from this one. But it does look like this arm is the same as this arm, wouldn't you? Maybe not. No, the arm's angled down. So, yeah, it doesn't look like they share anything between the two. Even the heads look like they're drastically different from one another. Tails are maybe a little bit different to one another. Maybe it's a mirror flip to this one here. But they are very different, obviously, from one another. It's a nice contrast because easily they could have gotten away with just taking this mold and painting it green to give us this Velociraptor. Ultimately, they didn't, and it does make for a different dynamic. It would also entertain the idea, at least for myself, this is what I'm thinking inside my head right now, among other weird things. You never want to go inside my head, but what I am thinking, though, is I may want to pick up another one of the green raptors here. So I could have Blue and then maybe a raptor on either side of it. I think having her with another couple of raptors on either side would be ideal. I know in a video I called Velociraptor Blue a him. Well, we know it's a her. So yeah, there's the two dinosaurs side by side. We already had a look at Blue, so we'll move her out of the way. I automatically think, and I have to kind of relearn myself to think that these are females rather than males, because I keep wanting to say him and he and all that stuff in between. As for Velociraptor Green, I know that's not its name, but it's again a nice looking sculpt. It's described as posable, not super posable, so I'll let them get off on this one. But they are posable. Ergo, what it means is that you can move the legs back and forth, you can move the arms back and forth, and you can open and close the mouth. I wouldn't say it's necessarily super posable, but luckily they call it posable. Unfortunately, though, as it kind of goes with these pre-posed dinosaurs, while the arms get a little bit more creative in what you can do with them, and the mouth, of course, you can open or decide to keep it closed. Unfortunately, the legs pretty much dictate exactly what you have to do with the dinosaur. You have to keep the legs spread like this. The back leg, of course, the further back, the way it's posed. It's the only way to get it to stand appropriately. Any bit additionally changed, I mean, obviously the dinosaur's not going to fall, or not going to stand. It's going to fall over, unless you do something really wonky like this. So there is some shame to that. I mean, I kind of wish they kind of could have released a standalone line, paid, charged a little bit extra for them, and touted them as being like the superposable variety, kind of like what they did with the Indoraptor, which, let me just reach off camera here. I really wasn't planning this, but we'll put the Raptor, the Velociraptor right there, and we'll bring in the Indoraptor so you guys can see the difference between the two in sizes. Because I know you guys always say, well, it'd be nice if you do some more comparisons with sizes between, different figures so that we can see how big they are versus maybe a dinosaur that we have picked up, for example. So here is Velociraptor from the attack pack. Trying my very best to get the Indoraptor to pose and to stand upright. There's the Indoraptor right there. So, having not seen the movie, I guess that would be an accurate scale to the larger Indoraptor versus the smaller Velociraptor there. Oh. Let me also touch base on something that a bunch of you guys had mentioned. Some people had said I put the tail on the wrong way for the Indoraptor. I actually had it. Let me just take the tail off here for a second. Or, there we go. I had the tail upright. Which I guess if you look at the scaling on the top there, the scaling should really match the bottom. You could have it either way. There's no right or wrong, but people had mentioned that I did put the tail on the wrong way. So there it is with the scaling lining up to itself. Just also wanted to tack that in there. But I guess, yeah, scale-wise, they are accurately, closely scaled. I'd have to see, of course, the movie to know otherwise. All this scale comparison, we actually haven't even looked that closely at the dinosaur itself. Some nice, glorious looking texturing added to it. As I best can describe it as, it's kind of the same similar skin to something like an elephant. Of course, you've got the paint here in almost a, what color would you say that? Obviously, it's green. Like an evergreen tree green, maybe, and then there's a slightly more darker grayish green happening on the top here. Starting from around the middle area of the eyes, running its way all the way to the tail. Unfortunately, it gets sort of cuts right there, and there's no additional paint happening here, so there's this big sudden cut, and the tail unfortunately gets no paint treatment that the back ended up getting. Claws unfortunately get a little left off for paint as well. No additional black been added there. You got the dinosaur print underneath that we will scan in a second, and you got your little Jurassic Park stamp, little stamper marker there. I like the head sculpt. I love the head sculpt, actually. Very piercing yellow eye. The mouth, of course, opens and closes. You've got the teeth visible inside, as well as a very, very bright pink tongue. Like I said, posability very limited on this guy, but to be fair, really, all the attack packs, except for one, were very limited in posability. Let's quickly kind of do an update as to where we are right now in the attack pack. So here we have Velociraptor Green. I know it's not its name. We have Velociraptor Blue. We had the Dilophosaurus, of course. And my favorite is the Dimorphodon. Still love this one, and it's actually the most posable so far of the ones that we've had a look at. And there's the 4 dinosaurs. I think we're like 2 away from having a look at all the attack packs. And don't worry. When we have had a look at all the attack packs, I'll kind of just bring them all in so that you guys can see them all side by side. Like I've done with the others, I've opened up my Jurassic World app, currently available in iOS and iPhones. And here's where I've left off currently, if you guys wanted to see. We've got Velociraptor Blue, the Indoraptor, another Velociraptor Blue, or actually, you know what, let's go back here. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't realize I had 3 of them, but I do. The Carnotaurus, Dilophosaurus, and just recently scanned in the Dimorphodon. So let's go ahead and we're going to go into scan And see how it's got that little outline of the diamond? We're going to line that up with the feet of the dinosaur. I may have actually had this upside down. Let's try that again. Let's see. Usually I get these right away. There we go. And let's open up the regular Velociraptor. Now it says Velociraptor up at the top. It also indicates that it is a carnosaur, a carnivore, and it says 1 of 11. So maybe there's 11 more of these or 10 more of these that I can get. Here is the Velociraptor green. Very nicely detailed. Can't do anything, unfortunately, with the dinosaur, zoom in or anything like that. But we'll go, at the very least, into its stats. And we have 3 to choose from, with another 2 that can be unlocked. Tapping the first one. Though she has feathered wings, she does not fly. Her sickle claw is the size of an adult thumb. And lastly, she has a long skull with a snout turned upward. And we can go once again back to our collection. Now we have the Velociraptor, the regular Velociraptor, added to the collection. And I'm sure as we go through and have a look at the other dinosaurs, this collection will grow. The negative to the Attack Pack Velociraptor is also its positive, and that being it's pre-posed. Unfortunately, you really can't do too much with the legs above and beyond what we're looking at right now. It pretty much dictates exactly the way that the dinosaur should be posed, but that's also a good thing because I really like the pose that it's in. It's kind of got a crouching, leaping, or about to run towards its prey, and I think it looks really cool. So cool, in fact, I may actually go out and pick up another one of these so I can have both of them on either end of blue and have the 3 raptors all together. Coloring is nice. I like also that they didn't reuse parts from blue to make this one here. It is very unique to itself. They simply could have just repainted blue. I probably would have picked that one up as well, but I dig the fact that this one has a unique sculpt, a unique pose, and it has unique parts to it as well. If you're looking to pick up Velociraptor Green, even though that's not its name, you can pick this one up as well as the other Attack Pack dinosaurs in retail stores and toy stores as well. Today we were having a look at the Mattel Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This was Attack Pack Velociraptor, even though I called it Velociraptor Green. If you guys want to stay tuned and check out more of these, don't worry, we're going to have some more Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toys leading up to the big release of Jurassic World in theaters. If you haven't had a chance to hit that little subscribe button down below, make sure you do so. Like I said, we're going to have a look at more of these dinosaurs and big dinosaurs. Because I know you guys have been asking, are you going to do the big dinosaurs? Yep, we're going to have a look at the big ones as well. So stay tuned for those, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.